It is July 2010. I can't even tell if the fucking thing is recording. I think it is. The fucking sun is so bright it's difficult. But this is part of my driving video going to Old Country Buffet in Maple Grove. As in 8 weeks from today, I'm going to be making another driving video going to Old Country Buffet in Maple Grove for the same reason, an information day. One of the routines I go with is that's associated with having Asperger syndrome, and I'm fucking proud of it. So I got through the 4th of July. There was actually a party to go to. I went to a church yesterday because they had a picnic with free food. They actually had an interesting message instead of a boring message. You know, I don't subscribe to their views on vulgarity and shit like that. I'm not gonna. You know, a lot of people there have kids, and I fucking hate that. I wonder what a church of euthanasia ceremony would be like. But then again, if they talk about one thing and don't talk about the other things, I mean, just because humanity sucks don't mean they want to focus on what cool people there are in the world, what few, very few of them there are. And I can tell it's recording because it got cloudy and I can actually see the thing. I probably should make some interesting in-town videos. It was right near Minnehaha Falls. I didn't make a video yesterday because I had food that I took with me for the picnic and I didn't want it to spoil and then end up getting sick and throwing up. That would fucking suck. I should probably do it in the near future, is go to Minnehaha Falls and make a video of it. Then I could put that on YouTube. I go by there at least once a week, so hopefully I get a video. I don't think I'm going to make it tomorrow. My anxiety is too fucking strong to make the video tomorrow. I gotta deal with that. I gotta deal with the controversial spoken words. I also got to go to the place with my special needs trust when I had a bad fucking day and pay for the new computer I got. It comes out of the special needs trust. Pittsburgh Blue. I wonder if I ought to go back to Pittsburgh instead. No, I think I ought to experience some different places. You know, in some ways there's support to want to live in Pittsburgh, but unfortunately, oh, fucking light. It's an interesting place with the hills and everything. Yeah, it would help if I knew someone. I left Florida for Minnesota. I don't know if that was the right choice or not. I couldn't stand that shit state. It was so fucking hot. It's too fucking hot here today. July 10th, which is 6 days from today, will be the 20th anniversary of me moving to Minnesota. I want to get back to that thing about the church. Their topic was the awe. That means if you see something that's truly amazing that you never experienced, or experience something, that's when you go awe. I mean, people do that when they see fireworks. Of course, the bullshit things you see on corny, mediocre comedy where people go, ooh, awe, and they sound so stupid. But I'm talking about real awe. Well, I experienced that when I rode the Tron from Lombard to Geneva for the first time when I was 10 years old. That was back before I had pubic hair. What they didn't talk about was orgasms. I remember when I was 10 years old, I beat off for the first time. You talk about awe. Oh my God, that really felt good. But you're not supposed to talk about that feeling good. We've still got an uptight culture when it comes to sexuality. Very uptight. God forbid you talk about beating off or fucking or anything like that as being a good thing, and there's a lot of bad things associated with it. Of course there's bad things associated with fucking because people have an uptight fucking attitude over it. And I also notice that the people who claim that they're sex positive really are not positive about sex. They're fucking full of shit. They're really not positive about it. they're just as horrible as the people who are uptight about sex, or at least openly uptight about sex. But at least the assholes who are uptight about sexuality can get credit for at least by being honest and open about it and admitting it, instead of being a deceitful, lying piece of shit like these other so-called sex-positive, PC fucking bullshit groups that I can't fucking stand. I've been to them, I can't fucking stand them. And another thing about all, like I say, another example was like, they had people go to the Grand Canyon, in Arizona. And you're just amazed at seeing something like that. Of course, something I never saw. So yeah, so now I understand why I like to travel so much. Because I like to see different things and new things. You don't get to do it when most of my life has been wasted and trashed because of not having enough money, getting fucked over for having Asperger syndrome. Now I got some money, thanks to getting my Social Security disability for having Asperger syndrome. It's still not a lot of money, but at least I can do some traveling. And I am over 50 years old and my life has been wasted, so I need to have some fun. And I'm still not going to do a whole lot of traveling. I don't know if I'll ever travel out of the country. There's places in Canada. There's places in Canada I would like to go. I'd like to go to Montreal. I'd like to go to Toronto, and I'd like to go to Vancouver. None of that is even in the upcoming planning list to go there anytime soon. The other place I'd like to go to is Amsterdam, because it's one of the few parts of the world where people ain't real uptight fucking assholes. But, Europe isn't even as good as it used to be because it got taken over and people turned into PC fucking shitbags about things, and it really fucking sucks. So that's actually backed off my interest in wanting to go there. Why spend all that money going there? It's going to be a lot more complicated to go to Europe than it would to go somewhere domestically. You guys have to take an airplane and have to go through the TSA and all their bullshit. You don't even get on the airplane. It's a coincidence that how that 9/11 happened. How those guys with the box cutters were able to hijack those airplanes so we can't have our rights taken away. That is just fucking amazing. It was no fascist government wet dream at all. It was just a coincidence that it happened, and then they got what they wanted because of it. And of course, as I was saying, or certainly writing Trons gives me the off feeling, and seeing different Trons, and Pittsburgh, when I saw those high hills, yeah. Before I go to Old Country Buffet, I gotta go to the bunk, and then I gotta go to the post office. Things take so much fucking time. God, this is a lot fucking late. So yeah, I'll be experiencing this in weeks from today. Or I mean E-weeks. E-weeks from tomorrow, actually. And then I won't experience it again until all the way to next January 2010. That's because all my information days fall on the weekend. And something may happen to the car cause me not to hate Christmas. That's gonna be something. Maybe. I ain't never gonna say that I'm gonna be that lucky. I fucking hated Christmas ever since. Well, started hating it when I moved to Florida, which is a fucking cesspool of shit. The weather isn't the way it is supposed to be on Christmas. But I had family there, and then come to Minnesota, there's no family nor friends where I could spend Christmas with, and it just totally fucking sucks. Well, I want to enjoy my feast at Old Country Buffet, but I gotta mail the cable bill, the internet bill, and then I gotta return my Netflix movie, Out of the Earth 10th movie, the new one, where watching Jason kill people. That was fucking cool, the way Jason killed people in that movie. Well, anyway, I want to enjoy my feast at Old Country Buffet, but I gotta return my movie as well before I go to my feast. The post office is right there, so I gotta run over to the post office, and then the bunk to get some money.